What is up, people? Megasonic here with the final Dragon Ball Super episode review. It's been a long while. We've been reviewing this since the Tournament of Power kind of started, which has almost been a year, kind of. Well, we started reviewing when the tournament actually started. Not that long, 20 to 30 episode prologue they did before the tournament started, but we just started from the start of the tournament to the end of the tournament, and it's about 30 videos. I skipped some episodes here and there, but it's about at least 25 to 30 videos, which is a lot of videos to review. So remember to like and subscribe and share this video out. Now let's dig down, because I really want to talk about this ending and how I felt about it, because I'm not too, happy about it, but, I understand why this ending occurred. So remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get into this. So starting off from the previous episode, we saw Goku kind of just lose his Ultra Instinct power, and it's kind of laid out for the battle for now. But then we see Jiren kind of go against Frieza and 17. And now one thing for people start asking about power levels and everything, you also have to keep in mind that even though Frieza and 17 are kind of beat up, Jiren, I would believe, suffered a lot of injuries from fighting Master Ultra Instinct Goku, because that do give him a run for his money. So I do believe Jiren is heavily exhausted. He's not have the same amount of energy he had in the beginning of that fight, because literally, remember, he fought Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan Kaioken Blue Goku, and 17 with Frieza, Golden Frieza, and was just like demolishing all of them. So keep that in mind. So anyway, to get down with the first pinnacle moment, we have to talk about the teamwork between Frieza and, I wouldn't call it teamwork, I would call it like them just like coordinating their attacks at the right moment. So like 17 starts like shooting at Jiren as much as he can, and then like Frieza starts, jumping at Jiren, but then Jiren gets in close, whacks 17 across the field, and Frieza and Jiren start like duking it out, and then Frieza kind of just starts like just getting mollywopped like left and right, like, and Frieza's holding his own until he starts speaking dirty about like, hey, you don't want to feel weak like the weakling you once were, which does hit Jiren's core. Jiren is all about trying to pretty much put the facade of being the strongest in the room. He's like the tough guy. He has to prove that he's the tough guy because he lost all his friends and everything, so he has to prove to everyone that he's the tough guy. So like looking at it, Frieza keeps pushing people's buttons and get his ass beat, because then this dude stomps on Frieza's tail and starts beating him like a punching bag, which I'm like, Frieza does it to himself. And then 17, breaks it up and hits him with like a sort of concussion blast. Like he cases him into like his force field, kind of like blows him up and does internal damage, which is pretty good in my opinion. Like it helps a lot. It did a lot of internal damage because it even brought Jiren to his knees, like, which was good. It shows that he's like fatigued as fuck. But then going down the lines of like Frieza doing the same shit, like he didn't learn from the same mistake. Stop talking shit. So Jiren's kind of like his luck is wearing out. He sees that he cannot win at this point, not at the state he's in. And you see that 17 and Frieza is beating him, so he's kind of on his knees. And he gets like a pep talk from his bro Topo, who's like, yo fam, like I don't care what you say about you not having friends or you don't like us or whatever. Just keep fighting. Like you Jiren, you blah blah blah, you this, you that, and whatever. All I can think about is Frieza, just blast this dude. Like, you sitting there listening to them talk and yammer and stuff, like, come on, Frieza, like, I thought you were ruthless, fam. Why you letting them finish their sentence? And then also trying to chime in your own little incident, like, words and trying to, like, be disrespectful just for the sake of it. Like, fam, just do what you gotta do and get out of there, because that would have been an easy W. And, 17 and Frieza would have to figure out which one would get the wish. But, as usual, Dragon Ball goes, Frieza falls prey to it. Goku tells Frieza to watch out, and then Frieza gets mollywopped across the screen. And then 17 and Frieza starts putting up this force field to block Jiren's like shockwave of energy. Then legit, it causes so much energy that Frieza can't even just hold his own, to point his own like golden form dissipates. Like he's really using up all his energy. Then you think they're done for it, and then Goku comes in using what little energy he had and just fortifies the shield. And everyone's sitting there just talking like, hey, should you step down? And Goku's like, no, we have to work together. Now this is a defining character moment for Goku, because Goku pretty much did this tournament by himself in the beginning, in like the first one, but he's beginning to realize that teamwork matters more, because if Goku was left by himself to fight Universe 9, I believe, which was Bogama, the deadly trio, he would still win in my opinion, because literally two Vegetas and Goku Super Saiyans took out like them very easily. So I would think the team is not that strong altogether, but I would believe the fact that Goku would have to go Kaioken times Blue just to wipe out the entire team, but it would leave for more fatigue. Let's say Goku being by himself is more damage to the team than good. So Goku starts saying, hey, we have to work together. We have to take this guy out together. And then Frieza's like, hey, don't forget about my wish. Don't forget about the wish. You gotta wish me back, right? And Goku goes, hey, yo, don't forget about my wish. Like, don't forget about, like, what our deal was. Like, you told me that you behave your ass and, like, don't start acting up because you know I'll find you. And generally Frieza's like, whatever, okay. Barrier breaks, which leads to the second pinnacle moment, and that is the teamwork 17, Frieza, and Goku. And I mean, Goku is going in and Frieza's going in. They're both at their weakest point right now. Frieza barely has any energy left. Goku can't even turn Super Saiyan at this time. And Jiren is like barely anything in the tank left either. And like 17 is kind of like support in the back, just shooting ki blasts to keep distance, which Goku and Frieza start like trading blows with Jiren. Jiren's like trying his hardest and they tackle Jiren. Then like 17 comes in with the blast, knocking Jiren back. They running it. They just like 17 shooting more energy. It's like, it's you know, it's a crazy spectacle. The animation's on point. And then at one point, Jiren tries to like dash at 17 because 17 is just giving cover fire pretty much. And this is probably one of the coolest teamwork moves. I call this the unlikely teammate, like the unlikely, what's the word I'm looking for? The unlikely team up between the Emperor of the entire Universe 7 and the most powerful Saiyan in the world at this point. Because, to be honest, looking at this, like, you see 17 getting, like, he's about to blitz 17. Then Frieza goes, hey, throw me, and Goku jumps down the side of the pillar, and he goes, he does a volley. He pretty much does Tien's volleyball technique and tosses Frieza to Jiren, and Frieza kind of like just uses his, I forgot the name of it. It's something assault. It's always in the video games. It's an attack he uses against Goku, but he generally just dives into Jiren, smashing into Jiren, and he plans on suicide diving to Jiren. But Jiren obviously gets the upper hand and stirs him away into a different area, into like a smaller platform or below. Then Goku starts charging then afterwards with the assault, and you see him trying to squeeze what much energy he has. Like he's trying to go Super Saiyan, so he's squeezing it out. Like you can see it flicker back on and off a little bit, and they kind of tackle into Jiren. And when they tackle into Jiren, literally we see this beautiful like animation of them attacking Jiren, and they both use every bit of their last of their energy to have one final like push and assault, and it kind of forms sort of like a white phoenix or angel, and they tackled him pretty much out, and Jiren is out. So like looking at this goes down to this: the third pinnacle moment is the final ending, the wish, the erase of Universe 3, race of Universe 11. Then the next, I have to explain this thoroughly. What happens if you haven't seen the episode and you're watching this? I think you're doing yourself a disservice. Go watch the episode. I know I'm just saying it's kind of late, but fuck it, you have to, because this is where it gets real spoiler here. So anyway, looking at this, Jiren's out. Universe 11 is about to get erased. Goku goes, hey Jiren, I want to fight you again. Jiren's like talking to his universe like, why would y'all save me? And they say, oh no, you still represent us, you're still part of us, blah blah, all that lovey-dovey shit, which Jiren doesn't like necessarily. He tries to say he doesn't care about, but you can tell in the face that he cares about that type of stuff. And then Goku tells him like, look, I want to fight you again one day, just one day, hopefully. I want to just like have this brawl with you again. Obviously the guy, when Goku says that means he's going to try some form or some matter pull Jiren back to life, or something's gonna happen when their universe gets spared or whatever. So pretty much the universe gets erased. 17 is the last person there, and the wish goes to 17. They actually say, 17, what do you want to wish for? The dragon comes out, everything's shiny and stuff, and it's done very well in terms of shot, because it shows 17's face. 17 was like, he wasn't even expecting to actually win. You can tell 17's face, he was like, I wasn't expecting actually to fucking win this tournament. But he then looks at Goku, kind of like thinks about it, and goes, and this is what kind of is going to divide. This is going to be the talk of the freaking Dragon Ball community for pretty much until the next series come out, and that is, I want the universes to return. I don't know how I feel about that, because I would have done it differently in my opinion. I would have done it differently. Like, okay, let me explain you why. You have to bring back these characters because they have opened a new door to newer experiences. Jiren is probably one of the most popular characters, whether you love him or hate him with his reveal of his origin. Jiren is still very popular. You have Kale and Khalifa, who are very popular. The first female Super Saiyans, to be exact, which opens the door to Pan and Buma, what they want to call her now, or Brawl. I want to call her just Brawl because that's where she is GT. But generally, when looking at it, it opens the door forward to much more storylines and stuff, so that's why they did it. Think of it like how DC and Marvel does when they like, oh, the world's going to end, and then they do like, not even say DC, because DC reboots a lot and kind of like ignores everything. Like Flashpoint was something that happened, and then when they got the universe back, kind of took everything that happened in DC and erased a lot of things, gave him a different Superman, put the old Superman in there at the convergence, all stuff. But generally, looking at Marvel does this thing called soft reboots, and generally what it is that we're going to like reboot it without hurting our main line of comics and comic books. So a soft reboot would be considered like the last Secret Wars in 2015, 2016, where we saw like Miles Morales at the end of it kind of get his universe destroyed, but aspects of his life was then inserted into the main universe, Earth 616. So in a way, they kind of like right now that, oh, Miles Morales always lived in the 616, but we know as the reader that he used to live in the Ultimate Universe, Earth 1610. So now going back to 616 is like, oh, he was always there, but then that's never the case. That's a soft reboot, and we know this as the reader. But what it is just generally like it takes him and put him in his universe, and what they're doing is not really much of a soft reboot, but generally still a Deus Ex Machina. They're kind of just like realizing that you can get more and milk more out the series if you open the door to like it being more universes. Because you remember how in terms of just like, in my opinion, I feel like the next arc might be another GT, not in terms of GTs, but like another traveling sort of Dragon Ball series similar to Dragon Ball, how GT wanted to be. And I can see them using this to travel to other universes. You have different characters. You have Ribrianne and her Troopers of Love. You have the Pride Troopers. You have the people in Universe 9. You can see how horrifying their universe are. You can open the door to pretty much this whole like this whole multiverse that Dragon Ball has opened up, that Dragon Ball Super has opened up to us. So now you have this way where you can write these stories. Now, this is the one thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way, is that we later find out that this was all rigged. Pretty much it was rigged. Generally, Zeno pretty much knew that the wish was going to be the wish to other universes back, because generally everyone's fighting for survival, and if you're a virtuous or a good fighter or with a good heart, you would win. And it's like they were expecting Goku to literally win. So what gets me kind of awkward about this ending is like it really shows how weird how the Dragon Ball writers kind of just rush stuff, because this kind of makes the whole arc, like the whole arc's like stakes, they just take the stakes, put it outside like Oyella and put it down, because generally the stakes are gone. Like when you now look at it now, like if I want to watch this arc now, it takes away those stakes, because now we know that the universe it was rigged to like, okay, Goku has to win, or someone has to win, and then they will feel bad because the other universes were destroyed, so they would most likely have a wish and bring back the other universes. And it's like, oh yeah, and then Priest is like, if y'all didn't make that wish, like if y'all wished for something else kind of spoiled and selfish, y'all would have been erased. And it's just like, so if Jiren won and Jiren just said, I want this or that, so if Jiren kind of like won, it would have been a lot weirder for it just would have made very little sense. And like saying, oh, Zeno kind of planned it kind of just kills the entire stakes of the arc, because you lose that sense of like danger, you lose the sense of it being a survival tournament, that literally the life and the existence, your existence like is gonna be gone. Like you don't exist, you won't be here or there, you just won't be anywhere, and that's a state worse than death. And then obviously they were gonna go for the wish of, oh, wish everyone back to life, but then you say, oh yeah, it was rigged to the point where you had to bring people back to life. If you didn't, you would have just like got killed anyway. That's a big middle finger. I think this could have been written a much better way, and I probably might do another video in the future. And I don't mean like this in the future, like 28 or like when the next Dragon Ball series come out. I'm talking about like probably in like June or something. I have a whole list planned on my videos on my social media. You can check that out on the Facebook page and the Twitter page, and the links down in the description. But anyway, like generally, if you had to really look at it, it's a really bad idea to do that, because it just destroys the stakes. That is generally like the final pinnacle moment. And there is one more. We see like everyone kind of clean up, and we see like kind of like an epilogue scene. You can consider this like the epilogue pinnacle moment, and it ends with like everyone kind of like celebrating, like, you know, a baby welcoming party for Bra. Like, oh, welcome to the world. We see Pan fly around, all that stuff. It's just like adorable stuff like that. And it's just a nice ending. So what happens is that we see the other universes kind of like react to this, and they like say, oh, thank you, Goku, or whatever. And Jiren's like, well, we're gonna have to fight these guys again eventually, and we will be ready next time. And that means that we're gonna see Jiren. Jiren's gonna be a recurring villain, which I can see why he's a really popular dude. It's like, but personally, I think if up to me, Hit was a better. All in all, Hit was a much better rival to Goku, because not only that his powers are interesting, but Hit was just like, he had that sort of personality. He reminded me of like, you know, he just calm collectiveness was really good. Eventually we will see a rematch between Hit, Jiren, Vegeta, Frieza, Jiren, whoever. Eventually we'll see these hit. Jiren's gonna get it's gonna get to the point where Jiren's gonna become a weakling or not as strong as he was before, and that's gonna be either a new villain or a new arc or whatever when I do the new movie or whatever. But then it ends with pretty much two things, like a Marvel post-credit scene. The first one is Frieza talking about, all right, time to continue what I was doing before I met them all, and just kind of like resurrect my army. And we don't know what he's gonna do. I personally think he's gonna go back to trying to enslave the world. Jiren go back to his old ways, because he literally said, I'm not gonna go back to my old ways. But if they want to develop his character, I can see him trying to campaign or get strong enough to take out Beerus and become the new god of destruction. That would be a good storyline to do, like sort of Frieza kind of rounding people up, kind of like get people to like say, hey, we don't want Beerus to be our god of destruction, we want Frieza, and kind of pushing Frieza to be the god of destruction. And I can see Frieza training enough and being able to like have a match with Jiren, because I doubt he's scared of Jiren anymore. He already seen his potential, so I do believe that he has that sort of confidence enough to want to challenge Beerus. Now, I said Jiren or Beerus, I don't know. But the next one goes to like Goku and Vegeta. They're just doing what they usually do. They're sparring or fighting, and Vegeta goes, hey, yo, bring back that Ultra Instinct, fam. Next one, and we found out that Goku can't really use Ultra Instinct, which I'm just like not surprised, because Ultra Instinct is a powerful technique, and I can see Goku pretty much not really gaining much out of it at this point. Like, I wouldn't expect him to like flick it on like a light switch. Like, I would say in the next arc probably we'll see him kind of have better control over it, or the next storyline, probably the movie, we'll see him bring it back or figure out a way to use it and generally beat the new bad guy or whatever. But anyway, that's literally the end of Dragon Ball Super. What about the ending? I was just kind of conflicted about it. Like, it does a lot of things I don't like, and there's a way you could have done it better, which I will explain in another video. But right now, I'm just kind of like iffy about it. Just like, this could have been done a lot better. But anyway, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video out with everyone you know and love. I see you guys later. I'm Megasonic, and good night. Thank you for following us for this while we review these episodes. Eventually, we probably might find another anime to review every week. I don't know if I might go to Boruto back. I'm not sure. I heard Boruto is kind of getting interesting, but I haven't really been up to date with it, because to be honest, Boruto kind of sucks. And I don't know, we might find like probably My Hero Academia. We might go on that, cover that on the channel. I need to start getting into that one, because I think that's really good. Or eventually, if they do a One Punch Man series, or Celine might do some episode reviews of anime she likes, or etc. etc. But anyway, I'll see you guys later.